What's up, Astro fam? I want to give a huge shout out to Celestial Clouds. Now, this is a company that crafts smokable herbal blends specifically for your natal alignments, okay? And as you can see here, I got the Libra and Virgo edition. I'm a Libra rising, Virgo moon. However, these are blends that have herbs that correlate with exactly what your sign needs, what your sign placements require. It's amazing. I wouldn't recommend anything that I do not use personally and faithfully. So you guys make sure you go check them out. I'll be sure to put their information in my description box. What's up, Astro fam? This is your girl Megan. Welcome back to the Hood Astro Queen. And today I wanted to cover the synastry between Cardi B and Offset. Now, what inspired me to do this was the fact that Cardi B had recently filed for divorce. I've done readings on both of these individuals at several times on my YouTube channel, so feel free to go back and rediscover, rewatch those videos. But I don't think I ever just did a comprehensive, I should say, synastry reading for the two. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. So Cardi B was born on October 11, 1992 in the Bronx, New York, with Offset being born December 14, 1991 in Lawrenceville, Georgia. I will cover both positive and negative aspects, but I like to start with the positive just because, y'all can't call me no hater, all right? And realistically speaking, all relationships have positives and negatives. Now, one of the biggest observations that I made about their synastry with one another is the fact that their Plutos are highly aspected. And, well, number one, this comes from the fact that they're born within the same generation. They're around that same age range. So they both are a part of that Pluto Scorpio generation. But, they have a very karmic relationship. Anytime you see a person's Pluto conjunct another partner's Pluto, or where Pluto is being highly aspected in a both positive and or negative manner throughout the two individuals' natal charts, it points to where it's kind of like a magnetic pull, a magnetic force that really drives these two individuals to be together. So, for example, having Cardi's Pluto conjunct Offset's Pluto could deal with where they have a very strong attraction to one another, where they find one another irresistible. And it could kind of play out as like two people where no matter what happens, they either end up finding their way together, back to one another, which can result in a lot of make up to break up style relationships. And given there was a lot of speculation in terms of whether Cardi would actually go through with the divorce or whatever the case may be, this aspect could indicate that either A, she could be the type to where if she actually doesn't go through with the divorce, I wouldn't be surprised. But it could also strike me as the type of relationship to where even if she does go through with the divorce, it wouldn't be uncommon for her to find herself in Offset's bed again and vice versa, right? Because this could even be a sexual magnetic attraction. But this could also even deal with, and I'm going to stick to the more positive interpretations of this conjunction, because conjunctions go either way. But this could even deal with where, they were able to rise to power and fame together, where they were able to create this legendary, celebrity couple love relationship goals, power couple kind of status. Cardi's Venus, which is in Scorpio, is forming a trine to Offset's Pisces moon, which can deal with the two coming together to make a lot of money through music, but also selling an image, right? This could also deal with where there could have been a lot of generosity within the relationship, especially by way of money and gifts. And for those of y'all who follow either one of these people on social media, they have always made a habit of not just flossing and flaunting what they have monetarily on social media, but they will do a lot of these things where they give each other very materialistic gifts. He's always giving her presents. She's always surprising him with gifts and money and presents and things like that. So there's that. Now, this is a really good aspect for making money and even spoiling one another with their money. This could also even promote a certain healing quality to the relationship in terms of, maybe even Cardi B serving as like a therapist for Offset, her seeing through to him and his more vulnerable side, or even her feeling like it's her duty and responsibility to kind of help him shoulder some of that burden and some of his more, traumatic experiences, or vice versa, right? I do think there is, on some level, a very spiritual element to this relationship. He could sacrifice a lot for her, and she could serve as somewhat of his like therapist or a really strong support system. Her Cancer Mars is forming a sextile to Offset's Jupiter and Virgo, which could deal with them creating a family together. It could deal with where he blends in and fits in really nicely with her family and her culture. Because y'all niggas know she is not black. Just had to put that out there. This could even deal with where maybe even Cardi's family took Offset in as like an extension of their family, or vice versa, right? But this is a really good aspect for family and things like that. And it could even point to where, they could have grown a lot together. Cardi's Uranus is also trining Offset's Jupiter and Virgo, which could deal with him helping her career tremendously. This could even deal with where they were able to, once again, grow and grow their careers with one another. But this could also even present a very kind of like a friendly dynamic, almost like where the two could have acted as friends, or where they could feel like, beneath it all, we're friends. And I think I've even heard her refer to Offset as like, oh, well, we're friends at the end of the day type of thing. Cardi's Saturn and Aquarius forming a sextile to Offset's Mars, his Sagittarius Mars, is yet another aspect that can point towards her career being strengthened from this union. I know a lot of people feel like Offset was the one who had the most to gain out of the relationship, but honestly, I feel like it helped both of them. That Saturn and Aquarius and positive aspects to Offset's Mars could even deal with where this could have been a really convenient arrangement, where they had a really great working relationship, where this could have been, once again, beneficial for their careers. In fact, with Cardi's Saturn being aspected so heavily, I wouldn't be surprised if this relationship was originally manufactured. Okay, because if y'all think back to Cardi, she is signed to Atlantic Records, and there was a lot of rumors and things like that in terms of her being basically just crafted like she was an industry plant. A lot of people speculated that Atlantic Records was this huge machine behind her, creating everything about her when it came to her music career, including her relationships and stuff. So from a astrological standpoint, I could definitely see that being a thing. However, I think that as time went on, the relationship took a different turn, and clearly is a very faded one, as referenced by all of these Pluto aspects. Now, on to the juicy stuff, okay? This conjunction between Cardi and Offset's Pluto, because remember, the conjunction can yield both positive and negative aspects. So some of the more negative ways that this could play out is being engaged in a very toxic relationship. As I said before, the power of a Pluto conjunction combined definitely creates this makeup to breakup kind of theme, element or a feeling, a sensation to where two people cannot get enough of one another, for better or for worse. Okay, these are people who can be obsessed with one another. They can have a relationship that is hallmarked with jealousy, possessiveness, so on and so forth. There are going to be a lot of extremes that these people endure within a relationship. So many faded ups and downs. This could also even manifest in abuse, power struggles, and infidelity. Okay, this could be a very toxic relationship, extremely toxic, one with lots of secrets as well. Cardi's Mars in Cancer is opposing Offset's Neptune, which is one of the biggest contributions to Offset being such a liar. In Synastry, the Neptune partner is downright deceitful. Okay, now with this opposition, I would say it's a deliberate thing. Now, had this been a square, it could have gone either way in terms of like sometimes it's a level of deception that maybe even the Neptune individual may not be aware or conscious of. But with the opposition to the Neptune, this points towards Offset like literally lying about women with that Cancer influence, him pretending and even masquerading, being trying to be a family man when he's really not, because we also have to take note that he is also a Cancer South node. And just PSA, ladies, if you're looking to starting a family with a Cancer South node man, especially if he has any other Cancer placements, do yourself a favor and just don't. Speaking from personal experience here. However, this opposition could even deal with him obviously dealing with other women and just having a really difficult time committing. This could even deal with where he could be the type to just get up and go, right? Let's say he spends prolonged periods of time at home with both Cardi and Culture. He can get up and go on a trip or just disappear and not really explain his whereabouts. This could even deal with where he is just very evasive, very sneaky. Like I said, he could have a lot to hide and be the type of guy where you have to pull information out of him. And with Neptune dealing with scandals, this could directly result in a lot of those public scandal incidents that embarrassed Cardi, where he was cheating on her when she was pregnant and really throughout the entirety of their marriage. Cardi's moon, okay, in Aries is squaring Offset's Uranus in Capricorn, which can point to where Offset is very controlling and tries to control Cardi in a lot of ways. It can make him very tyrannical, very willful. It can make him someone who is just unwilling to compromise, and it can point to where he is uncomfortable with her impulsive kind of what you see is what you get persona, right? And even with her sexuality, her public display of her sexuality, which I also thought was interesting because I saw a couple of articles and headlines. I don't know if this is true in terms of something that he really said, but people are saying Offset was upset with the WAP video and how, she was embarrassing or Cardi B was embarrassing him by acting and behaving that way, which is like, nigga, you knew who she was when you got with her, but I digress, right? But this square could definitely make that an issue within their relationship. It can also point towards a lot of disloyalty, especially on Offset's part, him being emotionally unavailable, and to where Cardi feels compelled to forego a lot of her own needs. This aspect could also support sudden breakups as well, okay? Making their relationship, once again, very unpredictable. They give me like we fight a lot type of tease. So this may be the first time she actually went as far as filing for a divorce. But I just wouldn't be surprised if they were the type of couple to fight a lot. In addition, Cardi's moon is squaring Offset's nodes. Okay, her sun and moon actually. But that Aries moon squaring his South node, that Cancer South node, could deal with her being in competition with other women, fighting other women, which we all know resulted in her, I guess it's an ongoing court case where she allegedly got some of her gang members to assault one of Offset's side pieces. And you could even look at that as Cardi's moon squaring Offset's, or actually Cardi's sun squaring Offset's nodes, because she's a Libra sun, and that could deal with a major court case. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Also, Cardi's Venus is conjoined to Offset's Pluto in Scorpio, which is another very magnetic, very powerful aspect that conjoins these two together. It once again points to where we're able to get a lot of money together. It could point to where Cardi could even come off really big with child support. Now, I know that some people are saying that she didn't file for child support or whatever the case may be, but this aspect could point to where if she did, and if she has, she could walk away with a lot. a lot, okay? This could point to where maybe these two made a lot of investments together. This could point to where they collaborated with one another, especially when it comes to music, which they did. And actually, with Offset Saturn squaring Cardi's Mercury, I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually written for her, like wrote her lyrics. We all know she doesn't write her music. I mean, she made it very clear that she does not really write all of her music like that. Nonetheless, this conjunction could even deal with, once again, them being a power couple with lots of fame. It could also support infidelity once more. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like issues with STDs. So like if he brought her back an STD or something like that. But that's neither here nor there, okay? Also, Cardi's Mercury squaring Offset Saturn in Aquarius could deal with him trying to control her. It could deal with where he could be mean and cruel to her, where he could shut her out as a form of punishment, not allowing her to get close, right? Being very standoffish, once again, emotionally unavailable, or not even giving her the attention and the emotional intensity that she requires, the depth that she requires to keep the relationship going and to keep her feeling fulfilled. This could also manifest in shocking revelations of him cheating, and once again, it becoming public on the internet by way of that Aquarian energy. Cardi Saturn is actually squared Offset's Venus in Scorpio, which could deal with a person, like I feel like this could deal with Cardi denying Offset sex at certain points within the relationship, where Cardi can go a long time without sex, which could cause Offset or further motivate him to want to find that elsewhere, right? With that Venus in Scorpio. It could also even deal with her being someone who, like as a punishment, can withhold and abstain from having sex with Offset as well. And then Cardi's Sun is squaring Offset's Neptune, which is another aspect that makes him a down, dirty liar. Okay, someone who is double dealing, where he's just not the type of person that he presented himself to be in the beginning of the relationship, flat out. I mean, he could have even been the type of person to have tried to keep up or tried to go along with what Cardi wanted, especially in terms of the relationship, but failed to, was ultimately unable to do that. It could even point to where he made a lot of sacrifices once again to really try to uphold this family man image. Also, Cardi's Chiron in Leo is squaring Offset's Pluto, which could also introduce this idea of him being jealous of her, right? Him being jealous of her shine, especially you could look at that Chiron and Leo as Cardi's career, her being a celebrity, her getting a lot of notoriety and fame and being, just really over the top, the center of attention, where that could trigger a lot of, once again, jealousy within him, competitiveness, and even possessiveness. It could deal with where he really wanted to control a lot of Cardi's image, even. And as a Gemini South Node, Cardi could naturally be someone who is just controlled by a lot of people, which is kind of ironic given her image and how a lot of people receive her. She's this very headstrong woman, with that Aries moon. But you got to think about it. She's still a Libra sun, so that opposition is still there. And as a Gemini South Node, especially with her Mercury in Scorpio, it's almost like her mind is always being influenced by other people. So I don't think this relationship was any different. However, her walking away from this relationship could signify her really trying to activate that Sagittarius North Node, which is ultimate freedom. So that was just a nice little overview. Oh, before I close out the video, I did want to address the fact that Cardi's Mercury is conjunct Offset's Venus. Okay. That's another very powerful aspect that could bind the two together. They can have once again, a friendship style relationship, but a very deep bond with one another. I think that Cardi just kind of gets him, right? She kind of understands how he operates in terms of like his desires and what he feels he needs. So there's that. So yeah, you guys make sure you drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this couple. What did you think about this divorce situation? And how do you feel about their synastry with one another? And as always, practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And until the next video, I holla.